Alright, time for the second match. Gonna play first again. The hand is a bit borderline without a 2-drop, but I might be inclined to keep simply because the deck has 12 of them and there's a reasonable chance for us to just kill something with flow on turn 2 instead. So we have kind of a turn 2 play, and other than that the hand is really nice, so I think I wanna keep it. And I'm opening with Sanctum into a tune, fetch a mountain and play Game Trail on turn 2, revealing the mountain to not show the opponent the forest that we probably won't play before turn 4. It's not a big deal, but if you can hide information from your opponent for free, you might as well do it. The only thing it costs you is a little bit of planning and thinking on how to sequence your stuff. Alright. Unfortunately, opponent didn't play a target for our flow on turn 1, and we didn't draw into a 2-drop, but we will survive. Okay, so our opponent has kind of a bad hand. I think for the sake of mana efficiency and him missing a land, I'm gonna play this over killing the Crypt Breaker, because we can do that next turn, playing Flow and Servant if we want to or need to. And we also get to make 2 tokens thanks to the tune, so that's nice. He found a land. What I heard from a couple of friends is that this matchup is one of the tougher ones, so we'll find out. I haven't played it much yet, so I can't really judge it myself. I think I played it once or so and it didn't feel too great. I don't remember if I lost a tight game or won a tight game, since it has been in the beginning of playing this deck, since the deck is not that popular. It's also not that relevant if the matchup is kinda bad, because you're not gonna face the deck all that often. I guess burn it down into the ground. Just gonna discard something. Yeah, that's fine. That allows him to cheat that into play next turn. Fight our top down army a bit, but the zombie really doesn't do anything right now, so we're good. Sorry about that, the video just started playing, I paused it. Stupid autoplay. I think I'm gonna play this first and then play the Hydra, because the other way around he might be able to kill the Hydra in the window where I only have 2 energy, which I don't really want to. But yeah, it's looking really bad for him this game. Then again, that's what missing your second land drop usually does to you against a proactive deck. Yeah, well, there goes our Hydra anyway. Yeah, that kind of is a point anyway. It's not really like we can prevent the Hydra from dying unless we have 3 energy ready already, which we didn't. But gives us an extra Sopter, which is probably better than having 3 energy sitting around to try and protect Hydra. That's where he really starts to try and flood the board, I guess. But we still have our Thopter army. Okay, that kind of puts a dent into the Thopter thing. Okay. Some more energy. Need to spend an energy here, so he can't just throw the Haunted Dead in front of it. That's fine. Actually in a bit of a bind right now. Smuggler's Copter was really good. We need to draw a removal for that. Alright, another Hydra isn't too bad. Guess we could just attack with everything. Since he doesn't have that many blockers anyway. And if he eats Thopter, he takes more damage from the other guys, which is fine. He like blocks here and here, he takes 8. So yeah, he has to basically trade away the Copter, which is good for us. And our Thopter army. So this way he takes 6, goes to 5, which is pretty good. Kind of expected a Voldaran Pariah here. Oh, he might actually flip her like right away. Let's see if he does that. No, he doesn't. Okay then. I'll take that. I guess he does it this turn. Then Such a monster. But yeah, as you can see, even when the opponent is kind of crippled, this matchup does not seem so easy. It's also worth considering that Incendiary Flow on the initial Crypt Breaker might have been a bit prematurely, but it's hard to say. Maybe just dropping an aggressive Hydra there would have been better than letting it live and saving it for like a Haunted Dead or a Prized Amalgam. Not sure. It's a tough call, since churning out zombies every turn and getting to draw extra cards is also really powerful and problematic. Yeah, Voldar and Pariah is probably gonna do us in here. Not sure why he's not using it. Maybe he wants to like set up a jump block and then do it. Oh, okay, he wants to do it that way. Interesting that he keeps that over the Amalgam. I would have kept the Amalgam if I was him, because I'm gonna sack these 3 Thopters anyway, because this guy eats the Thopters for breakfast. Okay, that's good. That's what we needed. So... 3 and 1. I think 3 and 1 is good. Yep, I think 3 and 1 is good. I want 2 lethal creatures here. Plus, if he wants to trade with this, we get to make a Thopter. If he trades with this, we keep a big guy that we can protect from Lightning Axe. And he definitely loses both his creatures, but we only lose 1. So we might actually be able to turn this game around. That was a really good draw. This or Harness Lightning were the cards we really wanted to draw here. So I think we don't want to make a token here because he has Haunted Dead anyway, and I'd rather be able to protect this from a removal that he might draw off the top. He has none in hand yet, but he could easily draw into a Lightning Axe, for example. Okay, little late to the party, but not particularly relevant right now. That's fine. Just gonna kill the token. Harness Lightning might be late, but still good enough to win this game. Whew, so winning game 1 definitely helps a lot here. And I think we want to bring in the bombardments. The question is, do we want Plummet? I don't think so, because I think they have Thopter and Copter, actually, not Thopter. They have Copter and Pariah. I think I could see maybe bringing in like 1. Yeah, 1 seems fine. Chandra, not so impressive in this matchup. Striker neither. And that lines up well with what we want to bring in, so perfect. Okay, so this hand looks pretty good, so we're gonna keep it. Turn 1 attune into an aggressive 2-drop is always good, and we have a turn 3 play and a Hydra on turn 4. What more could we ask for? Opponent money into 6, which definitely helps. Another Hydra. Not too impressive, but certainly not bad, given that we can cast it. Oh, that's nice. I think I might actually just cast this. Turn 3, turn 4 Hydra. Seems quite appealing to me. That's fine. Lightning X, that is totally fine. Okay. Play our potentially 4/4 cub. That doesn't matter much. 1 pariah less that we have to worry about, because this card can really break this matchup, especially if he drops it at instant speed when we are tapped out and can't respond to it, and then just kills our entire board and stuff. That is pretty good too. He gets to take +2, we still have a play next turn, so that's okay. And we actually want to get our cup big enough to fight the Mindbender if he attacks with a spirit, which he did, so thanks. I think he should have left the spirit at home in order to be able to at least threaten to trade with the cup. Now we just get to freely attack with our cup, and he can't block, and he even knew it, so I'm not sure what that was about, but I'll take it. I'll leave 2 energy so we can protect the Hydra and threaten to trade here, and have 1 energy left for Ether Hub if we need blue mana. Okay, so this I think I'll actually just attack with the cub. That's fine. Because if we attack with bows, can block here, I pump, he lightning axes this, they trade, that's not so nice. I think I wanna like preserve this cup against lightning axe. is a welcome draw, because it makes our energy management a lot better and actually allows us to attack with both creatures now. Haunted Dead. His last 2 lands. It's not very impressive. It's probably gonna trade here, jump there, which is fine. Alright. That's fine. So this game actually looks pretty good too, because he's down to 1 card and a 2/2. And we have 2 big guys. And both are more or less removal proof right now. Some more energy. And in they go. Interesting block. Not sure why you would block like that, but okay. Pump some energy in here. Okay. You got 2 energy successfully. I guess that was one of the better top decks you could have. Since it's the only removal for the big cub. And I think I'm not gonna attack with the servant until he does that. For exactly that reason. Because now we can attack with bows without actually having to trade. Like in a situation like that, it's usually better to not offer the trade. Because if you don't offer the trade, you still get in for 4, and they have a creature sitting around that is useless. And then there will be a situation where you can offer the trade when they're already dying to the other threat, so they have to jump the threat and go from 4 to 2 and lose their guy, and you have both creatures. Like on defense, basically all they want is trade if they can, so don't give them the trade they want. Just keep pressuring them until they can't afford to trade, and then offer them to trade. Time to draw something that's not a land. We successfully managed to draw a land. I think that's the point in time where we cannot afford to attack with both. Since I think he can afford here to just block the way he did. Yeah, maybe we should have kept him from making that double block, not sure. Probably. Yeah, maybe that was not a good spot to not attack with a conduit. Not entirely sure, but it was probably a bit That's good. At least we get 2 damage in here. Could have made a point to not attack at all last turn, to not give him Haunted Dead in the graveyard, but I don't know. Two Prized Amalgam. That's bad. Really bad. Seems like we're actually gonna lose this game. Like, this one looked good and we're gonna lose it, and the first one started looking bad and then we won it. These games are really unpredictable. Copter. At least we have a good Harnessed Lightning target now, I guess. Alright. This Grounder is munching away at us. Incendiary Flow is not terrible, but far from enough to win this game. Activate the Copter. But yeah, we're basically dead. Since we just have to block and then have nothing against an army. Okay, I think I'll like our sideboarding. Okay, that's easy mulligan, and that's an I mean, it's a keep, but not one that I'm excited about. Let's hope we find a 2-drop and or a blue mana. That's actually both. Perfect, I like it. Turn 2 servant into turn 3 Hydra sounds great. Unless he just aggressively lightning axes it again. Then we're back to square one. We will see that in a moment. Come on, let it live, please. One time. Just this one time. Can't block. He has a bit of a slow hand again, which is definitely good for us. So this turn, gonna go with Hydra. Let's see if we get lightning next. Nope. And next turn we can go attune into Virtuoso and make a couple tokens. No attack. Looks like a jump sack. I think I'm gonna attack like that. That smells a lot like a old Iron Pariah that I wanna not get ambushed by, and Incendiary Flow potentially. Yep. I knew it. Question is, do we care about killing it right now? I actually think we still don't. We can do that next turn. Up, make a token, make another token, and pass the turn. But yeah, this game is looking really great. Like, great enough compared to the last one that I doubt it's gonna get flipped on us, because Incendiary Flow is just really, really good in this matchup. Preventing all the really frustrating things that usually happen. Like, kill these two creatures. Boom. Burn in hell. Burn in hell. And ship. Not sure where that jump block is gonna get him, but I'm fine with it. Looks like we got him. But yeah, it feels like it's definitely one of the more challenging matchups, because they can grind you out really hard and well. Good, but probably not good enough. Although I kind of expect him to have a lightning axe on his hand. Yep. So... do we want to make a token? We might. I think it's probably better to make a token, but hard to say. I mean, it almost looks like he might make me eat my own words again, because this Kalidas looks pretty scary right now. Please trade. Please. Also, I was a bit sloppy to play the Servant pre-combat. Should have hidden that card from him. Make it more awkward for him to make a decision. Sometimes a bit rushy on Magic Online. Less patient than in real life. Take 7. Kind of expect him to make his Kalidas big and regain 5. No blocks. At least cost him 3 mana and makes the zombie go away, so we might be able to attack back with more. Problem is, even if we draw Harness Lightning right now, we can't even kill Kalidas. Yeah, we might actually just lose the game to Kalidas now. That's a bit unreal. So it becomes 8 on the backside. We have a reasonable shot at stabilizing this with the Hydra. Unless he has another removal, then we can just get blown out. Might have been greedy to attack with 3 Thopters. Maybe we should have attacked with 2 to make sure that we don't get blown out by removal. At least not by 1. Yep. That's what I was afraid of. Because now we can't really block. Should have stayed home with 1 Thopter. Because then if we block, he casts removal, we just pump here and still deal 8. Okay, now he can also sack this guy to make Kalidas even bigger. Starts to get really scary. I mean, if I attack with everything, you can block, take 5, that's not great. We can make it 10, 8, 10. Yeah, I think it's fine to attack without Thopters. That is pretty good. Let's hope that's his last removal, because otherwise we are screwed. Whoa. That's rough. That's gonna be a lot of zombies. Okay. That works for me. Still not looking great. It's unreal how this deck can turn games. So much synergy, power. Now he has so much life to draw cards with his zombies. It's a fine block, because if he flips it, we can just sack d3 to not get punished for the flip. And if he trades, that's fine. We're still not in a great spot though, because this grip breaker is just gonna win the game. Yep. Okay, he got us. 15 life, and the extra cards from the zombies just gonna win the game here. We have no way to recover from this at 5 life. That was a pretty interesting match though, and the matchup sure feels about as tough as people told me it is. See you for the last match in a moment.